All right, cyber traders, welcome on back here this Tuesday afternoon, shortly after 2:30 p.m. Eastern Time, September 23rd. Technically, it is the first day of fall, or maybe it's the second day of fall, right? One or the other. So great to have all of us though here back. It is getting a little bit, not to say colder, but maybe just less deathly hot here in Southwest Florida. But great to have all of us though back here. Otherwise, Michael, Kathleen, Grant, Tim, Lawrence, Leda, Brian, Ron, all of our students just joining us back here inside our live trading room. Or, hey, if you're on social media, popping up lower left, just on social media, Facebook Live, LinkedIn, Twitter, YouTube, etc. Right below my avatar, at least at Cyber Trading U, just make sure to hit the follow or subscribe buttons down there. And I'll tell you what, before we even dig into what's ahead for this afternoon, if you're a student inside our room, hey, I'm not even talking to you as much because you know what's coming on up tomorrow and you know what's coming on up on Thursday. Listen, we've done so well today. If you're a student inside our room, I'll get to you in just a second here with all of our stocks that we've been calling out. But if you're on social media, Facebook Live, LinkedIn, Twitter, YouTube, etc., including TikTok as well, just make sure to register last call, last chance on this for our Cyber Expo event tomorrow into Thursday, the 24th, into the 25th. But you got a laundry list of great presenters, traders, and educators throughout the industry. You got Wiz Buckley, you got Jeff Gibby, you got a laundry list, like I had said. So clicking this list, Larry Gaines, Melissa Armo, Christopher Moulin, Greg Capra. Honestly, a lot of presenters that were actually on our podcast over the course of this calendar year since January. So it's going to be great to have them back. Scott Pulcini, actually, just recently we had him on. So a lot of people I personally like. I shoot straight here with you folks. We have great presenters always, but Bryce Headley, Wiz Buckley, Scott Pulcini, Melissa Armo from up top there. So a lot of people I like. So definitely make sure to register and stay tuned for that event on social media. That'll be tomorrow and Thursday. But without further ado, if you're a student of ours inside our room, you know that we've been killing it up and down, left and right here today. Michael saying, is there a schedule of who speaks when? Yes, sir. Absolutely. Just go right to that link there, Mike, on our website. It's on the CTU homepage right there. We'll link you there. We'll link you here in just a moment. But with that said, a lot of stocks, again, still holding up pretty well, but the markets were just getting crushed. We were just getting pummeled right back down, effectively wiping all of the gains that we had from yesterday, away. Now, are we going to look to go lower into tomorrow morning, perhaps, right? We're bouncing a little bit here, and there is a chance we could hold and slingshot back up. But in the event that we happen to have lower highs equating to lower lows, we have to think about the other side of the coin, right? Focus on some trades that could be dropping off. Nvidia is down about 3%, and it's making a very similar move to the S&P, so wouldn't be a bad thought. Tesla's been red hot of late, so I wouldn't be as keen to short Tesla just because I feel like that will be a bit stronger over time. It did pull back a little bit today. Now, the stock that I called out earlier to you inside our live trading room, as far as a potential short, it's at least easy to borrow from me on TradeStation. But I'm in it right now. I said this earlier. We talked about this stock in our phase 2 course just yesterday. At 144, I wrote to you and I said, open can still be a great short. There's a big gap to fill on the downside, down towards like 587. I got too many lines on this chart. Give me a sec. All right, so we have a fat gap for this to try and attempt to fill, technically down as low as 585, the close of this candle, because then it gapped up from that point into this very morning. So we're not fully there yet. If anything, it needs to confirm by holding under this like 740 price. That's the low from this candle where it had gapped up from. So just point being, it's down from yesterday. It's down another 11% today. It's on the brink of breaking lower here. You have big support. I saw Rich called this out at 720. Nah, you got larger support down there at $7. About 430,000 shares. That is like really where you want to see this drop towards, as far as a short trade at least. So you know what? In the event the markets peel back lower, then this could be a better short to work with. And then if the markets hold, then I'll probably get stopped out of my trade. But in that case, then we'll maybe think about the the long side of this move here, the bounce. I'd rather focus on stocks that are at least holding better near the highs. This UEC, I just closed out on a swing trade just earlier as the markets were pulling back. It was such a nice move yesterday, so I didn't really have a game plan on my exit. That would have been nice to ride this out further, but either way, this is a stock that is just much stronger. So if the markets hold and we bounce, I'd rather focus on this as a long trade and maybe some of the other nuclears or uraniums out there. Quadruple U. Oh my God, this is beautiful. So this is going right back on our watch list here. All about you. What else did we have? Didn't we have other nuclear plays like ASPI? That's been, the hot hand of late. It's not up or down a lot percentage wise, but it is moving back up a bit. We'll take a look maybe like an LTBR, Light Bridge, I think this one is, or SMR, nuclear trade. These are getting beat up a little bit, or at least rather, I should just point out the SMR is down about 6.5%. It's still a very healthy graph though, long term. So I'm not really going to, focus too much on this either way. It technically is down a lot right now, percentage wise. So maybe it could end up as a short, but at least for now, we got the open trade as a potential short if that breaks below that 740, especially. And then on the long side, definitely got the UUUU and the UEC. I saw this before here as we were beginning our meeting, the RZLV stock. So we'll go from top to bottom here and build up our watch list, at least both sides of the coin, long or short. So RZLV, at least very strong AI company, moving back on up right now, had a pretty strong open today. So I'll just put this on our list kind of like with the U's, with the UEC trade there. Nice strong stock still taking you into the afternoon. I just want to point out the others. Honestly, I went from top to bottom kind of as I started this meeting or right beforehand. A lot of these stocks are just garbage. Very thin orders out there on the book. They're not going to be a good trade either way. I just wanted to check out Poet here, Poet. We've done well on this one in the past. Actually, I don't remember if this was called out earlier today or not. Honestly, we had so many movers. I don't think that we really focused on this too much, but nice little pop, but we're done with it for now. That's because our focus was elsewhere. Our focus was on the soon pop, the uraniums, the everything pretty much, the drone stocks like Ondis and Jobby and Archer. Kathleen killed it on this, one of our students. But that takes me back to the BBAI. BBAI has been so strong since that politician trade was basically disclosed this time last week, right? So we're up about 54, 55% still on this swing trade right now between the BBAI and not up as much, but the soon, both of those AI trades killing it. So I'll put the BBAI for sure on our list. The soon, probably not. Just going through the rest of those trades, at least there, the RCAT holding pretty nicely here. Not going to put this on our main special list. Jobby's doing okay. The Archer one is doing a little bit better. Holding up nicer here near its respective highs. So there's a chance for continuation on this if it wants to. I'll add the ONDS. I'll add the BBAI. At least those two stocks I'll add to our list. ASTS. That was a nice move in the morning. Let me actually just show the Rocket Lab trade. The Rocket Lab we called out. This was such a good move heading into the late morning, early afternoon, breaking above pre-market levels, breaking above the high from yesterday. And this basically filled the gap, right? We were calling this out inside our trading room as it was happening. So at first I was even a bit skeptical of this, like even being a good move to start. But, from there, Rich started to call it out and I was already in it, one of our students in our coaching program. And from there, I said, all right, you know what? I think this could be a decent enough move for all of us to try and see. And that was back when it was at like $52. So from there, it squeezed up to 54. And then from there, back down a little bit here, but great gap fill trade. That's all we wanted out of it. Move on. Now we go back to like the gainers list here. CMBT. What the hell is this thing? Cambridge Tech. Not too familiar. I guess a lot of volume kicked in here. What the hell happened here? Did they like SPAC or did they IPO or something weird happened here on the 21st? I'll take a look at Benzinga Pro in a moment, but either way, it is trying to break above highs. It's not all the way there yet. We'll go back to this, area back from February. It pulled back under it, but held off pretty well at 1070. Oh no, that's a lie. At 1020. 10:15, 10:20. Well, it's there now, right? So is it going to make this big pop today? I don't know if it's going to be today. If it's not today, it's at least an interesting like chart to keep your eyes on. So for a stock that we've never traded before, I don't mind featuring it. Hopefully we don't forget about it. TMC, Metals Company, this is doing pretty good here today. P-Sky did great from earlier. The Warner Brothers Discovery trade, just holding pretty nicely on the swing chart. The P-Sky, though, is your better move. Now, Fausto's in on the PL stock here, Planet Labs. I know that he's been talking all about this to you from the end of last week into this morning, into today's audio. So absolutely going to put this back on our watch list here. Been a great swing trade. He's been killing it on the swing. But can still be a pretty strong day trade taking you into the close. All right. So if there's anything else here on the gainer side here, folks, Michael, Kathleen, Leda, Chuck, Brian, I still see here a lot of us here just still with us. Let me know if anything else looks good. ONDS, we have this on our list at this point. This is an inverse NVIDIA ETF. So if NVIDIA is down the most out of all of the larger cap stocks, that might make me put it on our watch list then. I'll go through everything else on the loser side here. Volume checks out good. All right, cool. Only thing, hold up. We want down more than 5%. So just, cut off a little bit sooner. FCHL, break out the tombstone for this thing. Jeez, what happened here? Fitness Champs Holding. I mean, this was positive earlier today. Actually, what the? Take a look at this move. So this stock doesn't trade a lot of volume, obviously, but they closed out whatever price yesterday. We even said like 695. They were popping early on today. They were up. Imagine that. Like maybe some good news came out. Oh, like maybe the stock could run today, right? Positive. It's up. Even after the market opened, this thing was at least flat. And then out of nowhere, out of thin air, clearance sale, 85% off. So that's brutal, right? That's obviously brutal. For as much as this was up, even going into 10 o'clock, I feel like there's a chance this could squeeze. I feel like there's a chance this might make some, short squeeze, people that are short and just taking profits and covering. That might lead to a temporary squeeze up here over time. Maybe get back up to 177 or $2. I'll take it. It's just for the possibility. Now, that doesn't mean to just jump in now. So if this fails to make this move that we're like kind of speculating, this is not a swing trade. How much lower could this stock go? Go down another $1.09 lower, technically. So keep it going here. Anything else looking good, though? Maybe as a short. ASST technically doesn't look half bad, but hard to borrow. I want stocks just so it's simple for all of us that we could all short together. So I try and focus on stocks easy to borrow first, and then we'll focus on stocks if it looks really strong. If you're able to get shares of it, then we'll likely just put it on our list too. But BE, for as much as this stock ran up the last several weeks and months, whatever, wouldn't shock me if there was a bit more sell-off on a trade like this, but a little expensive. Don't have a necessity to put it on our watch list for now. The open trade I'm in from 753 averaged. I had to average into this off this price, but I'm still in it for right now. It's on our watch list either way. Got Oracle down big, so maybe I focus on that a little bit there. I think maybe Circle. Yeah, let's take a look at Circle. CRCL, a bit more expensive too, but It's down a little bit there. I saw Reddit down a lot here, about 7%, more expensive again. You know what? Let me just try and trim the fat here. Focus on stocks that are at least $5. Focus on stocks that are at most, we'll even say 100 for now, but we'll try and see what else everything is up to. AFRM, ENPH, FCell, nothing really looking that sharp on the way down. So if the markets aren't going to fall off that much more, then it might just be a choppy afternoon. But I was hoping that we would find something even weaker that you could work with. It might just be NVIDIA, or it might just be SMR. This is pretty kind of just, it's a very strong long-term chart. So you don't want to be too bearish on any of these like pretty strong companies like SMR and NVIDIA, because in case if you're wrong, then obviously you'll get flushed out pretty quick. Nothing else really that stands out to me though. So, I mean, if I guess I go back to NVIDIA, it's like flat. It doesn't even look that great. Circle, The open's like the best thing that we've got going as a potential short. Ideally, if you're going to see the short work out, it needs to basically stay below this price and then later on break below this price. Hopefully sooner than later that happens. But I'll tell you, we got a lot of good trades to work with, mostly from the gainers list for right now. If there's anything else that looks good, again, our students, you let me know. Did you do Sava yet? I did not, but for round 2 at some point on the gainer side here. So yeah, it looks pretty nice. I'll add this to our watch list for right now. Then on YouTube right now, let's see, USAR. Yeah, it's going up a little bit nicely here. Just how's the order book looking? Yeah, it's good. Yeah, absolutely. USAR. Nice move. That brings me back to the metals company, right? Because this is rare earth, company. TMC is another metals company. So if I'm going to add one, I may as well add the other. So USAR and then TMC. Now, based on that deductive reason, I think that we've kind of finished up our watch list here because we don't want to add too much. We already have a nice list at this point, and especially with these 3 trades, we kind of just slipped on there now, right? What's this? AREB. It's moving up a little bit. Rigetti's pushing back up damn nice here. So, yeah, kind of hard to ignore Rigetti at least. QBTS obviously making the move up too with it. QBTS, IO, and Q. Looks like Quantum is kind of doing its thing separately. So if I were to just kind of slap Quantum all together on our list to kind of summarize all of those trades, that will do it. No mas. There's a difference between being the best caller outer and being the best trader. Less is more. So I don't even like building too big of a watch list here for you, but we got to make with what we got here. So there's our watch list taking you into the afternoon. It's big, right? Even just the word quantum that summarizes Rigetti, QBTS, etc., etc. All right, so hey, start with this list, stick with this list. There is no need to go outside of this watch list here. But at that point, even from this watch list, start and stick with a few and then shuffle your way through it, because not everything will hold and run and make the perfect move. But if you start off with what we got here, it's going to give you the best chance to work with that runner. And, hey, then from there, just if there's any stocks that don't make this continuated pop, or if they flush out the other way once we finish up, then scratch those off and then see what else we could work with from this list. All right. So Lennon, Randy, Michael, got Deborah here, Leda, you got Ron, Barb, John, Erica, Brian, Albert, a lot of our students still with us here. Best of luck trading going into the close. I'll be back on myself going into 3 o'clock, or how about this? Give me till 3:10. 3:10, I'll be back on the airwaves here inside our live trading room for the final 50 minutes. All right, folks. I'll talk to you all then. Take care.